When is a family office actually a family office? Or the tribal family and their family office? Welcome. I will share with you some spotlights on some thoughts, what's in my head, and but I also pick up in one of my discussions. So, first of all, my serious question is, what is better, a vision or a large impact goal? What drives a family better? I would say it's a serious question. And I would say also, I mean, if you look potentially in your family, there are so many visions and missions and all these paperwork. And in the end of the day, probably doesn't work. What I can tell you also is, I mean, the history and the past should taught you that vision and mission statements have never worked. And so therefore, it brings me to my question, what is a family office actually? There are so many myths and so many discussions about this. And also that brings me up to the question, when is a family office actually a family office? And what drives a tribal family to secure their peer family office to come to in strong cohesion? I give you just some of my thoughts and what I've learned. What we see often out there, there are so many family offices, but very, very few are the pure family office. In my definition, a family office actually is that it will be served the well-being of the entire family. But in reality, I mean, most of the family offices are actually investment offices. And if you take a look just in three stages, stage number one. Stage number one is often the founder's office. Yes, it is called as a family office, but it is a founder office. And the primarily focus is to grow and to invest the money. Stage number second, is the office of the trustees. It's often in the hand of the trustees. It is not to serve, and it's not to in the whole interest of the family. And mainly in the stage number three, that's a pure family office. The investment vehicle or the investment function of the family office is still there, but it's not more the pure and the more focus to do also the investments. It is the mainly focus to serve the whole family in their well-being. And it brings often up or to raise the next question, what is actually well-being? Well-being is if your family is mainly focus on the qualitative capital side. That means on the human and intellectual side. Raise the question how we can grow together as a family, how we stay together, how we strengthen our cohesion over the next generation. Yes, and in some cases, it is not so easy, but the family office can provide solutions and will take care of the well-being of the whole family. What we see in many, many tribal families, and from my perspective, if you know me a little bit better, I stay for more tribal families for the future, for the next generation, because we as society need them. And also it's just better for the family itself to overcome the proverb, shirt sleeve to shirt sleeve, to consider to become a tribal family. The tribal family itself operates with his family office just as a pure family office. That each family member will be supported by a strange, will get the right knowledge, the right skills, but also to build these cohesional framework around the family. Ask yourself, is your family office actually an investment office and you call it as a family office? Or is it just a pure family office? And your family office will be responsible for the entire well-being of your family. And coming back to my initial question, what I asked you, what is better, the vision or large impact goal? What I can tell you is, also from my own experience, guided by a big impact goal is much better as in vision or in mission. Try it by yourself. Try it by your entire family. Ask yourself, do we have a big impact goal? The impact goal is just larger as we are as a family. A large impact goal that guide us over the next generations. And if we have so, do we have the right family office as a vehicle to bring us into the goal? So for now, be bold and ask yourself, and I will be curious to hear about you. Until next, be bold.